Now, Bong Joon-ho's Golden Globe winning film Parasite is making waves in the U.S. media after the dark comedy slash thriller scooped the gong for Best Foreign Language Film on Sunday local time. The LA Times said the South Korean film's success is partly driven by the hashtag BongHive, which refers to Bong's legion of online fans. The paper also referred to Palme D'Or, a phrase coined after Parasite made its world premiere at the Cannes Film Festival in May last year and walked away with the festival's top prize, the Palme D'Or. Another U.S. media outlet, Deadline, called the movie's success a surprise but inevitable. Other critics also highly appraised Parasite, highlighting its box office success in the U.S. despite being a foreign language film. So for more on Parasite, Bong Joon-ho, as well as the significance of the Korean film winning an award at this prestigious awards event, we have a film critic here in the studio. Piers Conran joins me live in the studio. Piers, welcome to the program.
Good morning. Very happy to be here.
Now, first of all, your impression of Bong Joon-ho's Parasite winning Golden Globe yesterday.
Well, it was terribly exciting. I've been a huge Bong Joon-ho fan for so long, and I've been following this film's success ever since it debuted at Cannes, where it already made a historic first for a Korean film by winning the Palme D'Or. And then yesterday, I was for the first time, I was able to watch the Golden Globes and really have someone that I'm lucky to know personally to actually root for, and so for him to win that prize was just a wonderful feeling. We all expected it to win. It's really been the overwhelming favorite as far as foreign films have been concerned in the North American market this year, but all the same, for him to win the prize is hugely significant.
Now, Piers, I spoke to you right before the finals were announced, and you were expecting him to win the Best Foreign Language, so Parasite to win that, but you were also kind of hoping for him to win the Best Director and quite possibly even the screenplay. Were you a little disappointed, and why do you think that never happened?
Well, of course I was disappointed as a big fan, but I think for Best Director, he had a very strong chance. If I'm to be a bit bullish, I'd say he had something like a 40% chance. And while for him to not win was not necessarily a big shock, the shock was who won. That was Sam Mendes, who most pundits would have had at 4 franc for the prize, so the behind Bong Joon-ho, Martin Scorsese, and Quentin Tarantino. So for him to win that was surprising and kind of gives his film, 1917, which also went on to win the Best Motion Picture and Drama category prize, quite a lot of momentum now going into the final few weeks before the Academy Awards. Likewise, for the Screenplay prize, I never really expected Parasite to win. It was wonderful to see it nominated. I thought Marriage Story was going to win. Ultimately, it was Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, Tarantino's film, which also was, that was not unexpected at all. So not too shocking, but it would have been very nice to see him pick up those bigger prizes.
Nonetheless, this was the very first time a Korean film picked up a Golden Globe, which is historic in Korean movie industry. What is the significance of a Korean film being awarded this huge, prestigious prize award in the U.S.?
Well, I think it's the first time, not only is it the first time that a Korean film has won the award, it's the first time a Korean film has been nominated for anything at the Golden Globes. So that's been, I think people agree that's been really long overdue. A lot of Korean films have gotten a huge amount of attention in the foreign markets for close to 2 decades now. And so for this to be the first time is a bit, it's a bit long in the tooth, but it is very significant. The film is also a huge box office success. It's already made $23 million in America, and it looks like it's going to go over 30. And so that's kind of fairly mainstream appeal. So that means, and this is referencing actually Bong Joon-ho's comment when he picked up the award about overcoming that 1-inch barrier of subtitles. It looks like that's finally happening, at least for Korean films in North America. So that is certainly very, very impressive. The win is great, but I think this is kind of the culmination of this campaign for the film and how the film has really broken through into the American market.
So different films from different cultures, for the viewers to appreciate the film, you need to know the language. It seemed like up until now, you need to know the culture, you need to understand the humor. But it seems like Parasite has broken all those barriers. What do you think really clicked with the U.S. audience?
Well, there's several reasons, of course. I mean, one is it's a great film. It's extremely well made. One is that Bong Joon-ho, being someone who is an expert in Korean films as well as international films, having made the Netflix film Okja and his international sci-fi film Snowpiercer, he has kind of a very good sense about what works for international markets, not just the local one. But I think the biggest thing is the themes of the film. It's very much a film about the haves and the have-nots, and it's a satire on capitalism. And in today's environment, particularly in the capitalist hub that America is, I think people kind of really connected with it in a strong way.
Now, as the Golden Globes now, how does it translate, or what is the correlation there with a possible win at the Oscars next month?
Well, first of all, we'll have to see if it gets nominated. The nominations will be out next Monday. And everyone, of course, is expecting Parasite to be nominated for Best Foreign Film, and honestly to be nominated in quite a few other categories, things like Best Director and Best Screenplay, possibly even Best Editing. Even there's a long shot chance for Song Kang-ho to be nominated for Best Supporting Actor. Oh, and of course, Best Picture. We all expect it to be nominated. Now, what is it going to win? We all expect it to win the Best Foreign Film Prize. It is the overwhelming favorites. But can it win another prize? It's really, really hard to say at this point. But there is a lot of momentum behind it, and it has every chance again to get at least some other prize. But we'll see now. There's between the Golden Globes and the Academy Awards, there are several different awards groups, big awards groups, industry awards groups that give their prizes and their nominations. So we'll see kind of how it fares. I will say that between the Golden Globe winners and Academy Award winners, what typically happens is the winners in the acting categories often go on to win at the Academy Awards. But winners for Best Picture and Best Director, it's more of a 50-50 bet. So the fact that he didn't win Best Director doesn't mean he's out of the running.
Okay, so we'll have to keep our fingers crossed for the Oscars and look forward to that. But this also opens the window, opens the channel, the door for other Korean filmmakers and other Korean films to make the leeway into the U.S. market. Yeah. Absolutely,
and again, as Director Bong mentioned in his comments, I think this was in the Post Awards press con, he mentioned how this is a wonderful way to start the 101st year of Korean cinema, because last year was a centenary. So all things are looking good for Korean cinema over the next few years, and we hope that another film of this caliber can get that kind of recognition around the world.
Absolutely. Thank you, Pierce, for today, and we hope to see you again in the next couple of weeks.
I hope so too.
Thank you.